Welcome to Courageous Conversations about Sex with me, Sarah Rose Bright. So, the question I'm answering today is, am I doing sex right? This is a question that I am frequently asked, whether it's, am I doing sex right? Am I doing penetration right? Am I doing kissing right? Am I doing anything to do with sex right? And I'm asked this frequently. And so if there's a question that you're asking, then stay tuned because this is for you. And I'm frequently asked this because my job is a sex, pleasure, and intimacy coach. And I've been doing this job now for over a decade. And so I have had the privilege of speaking to hundreds, if not thousands, of people about their sex lives. And I want to share with you some of the most commonly asked questions that I get that people are very uncomfortable about asking. It takes courage to ask these questions. So, am I doing sex right? Well, the answer is there is no right way. There simply is no right way at all. The way forward is what feels good and true in your body. A client recently shared with me that the biggest gift so far from our time of working together is the permission to trust their own instincts. That they were thinking that sex should be done a certain way. They had in their minds how sex is in porn, in the movies, and they were trying to mimic that. And they were comparing themselves to that as well. So they were trying to follow this, even though it wasn't feeling good in their bodies, even though they weren't getting so much pleasure from it. Yet they thought there was something up with them rather than questioning how they were doing sex. So if we're so used to doing sex in a certain way, in the way we think we should do, it can take time to let go of that. From a young age, we're drilled into us to do things the way that we're told to do them. And we don't have any healthy discussions about sex. So it's so common for people to see sex in porn or sex in the movies and think that's how sex is. And it's promise you it's not. That's one possibility, and a lot of that is not real, is totally performed. So we measure ourselves against this unreal standard of sex, and then we say that we're either a success or a failure, depending on that. And so many people come to me saying they're bored, sex has become mechanical and routine, and it's often because they're trying to do sex in what they perceive to be the right way. So, how do you shift this? Well, the invitation, firstly, by knowing that there is no way to do sex, is a huge permission slip to explore, what does great sex feel like to me? What do I enjoy? What do I like? What feels good in my body? That's the best place to start. And if you're not sure, cast your mind back over your life. What is it that you've enjoyed? Think of some favorite sexual experiences. What made them amazing? What felt good? And if you haven't had any sexual experiences that you'd class as amazing, have you fantasized about things? Because sometimes our fantasies can be different than how we try and mimic sex in real life. So there's clues around you that will help you to find what it is that you actually really enjoy. And if you don't know, that's a great place to start from. Don't worry about that. That's a common place people get to. I got to the age of in my early 30s and realized I didn't know what I liked. I work with clients who are having this conversation in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. And then you can go and study and practice and learn and explore. And then the invitation is to create practice time is the best way to discover this as well. So creating practice time for yourself to explore what feels good, creating practice time with partners or lovers where you don't chase orgasms or ejaculations or goals, and that you just hang out in pleasure, enjoying what feels good, enjoying different types of touch on different parts of your body, getting to know different types of how your arousal might be rather than just going for a goal. How does it look like if it ebbs and flows and waves and moves in different shapes? That if it following your arousal that might just be subtle arousal rather than intense arousal. We have a sort of a it's like we want our we see our arousal on a hierarchy, like hot, intense, fast arousal is better than cool, subtle, smaller sensations. So we miss out on a huge amount of pleasure. So just hang out in pleasure and see what happens. And so the key is just practice. And when you're with partners, lovers, talk about it. What feels good? What would make this even more pleasurable? What might you like to explore or try that you haven't tried? And sometimes that can be really simple as I just love to try if touching really lightly on my body, or I'd love really firm touch, or I'd love you to touch me in a place that you've never touched me in before. So creating time to practice and hang out in pleasure on your own and with your partners or lovers can make a huge difference to exploring and finding out what feels right and good and pleasurable in your body, not what feels right according to some mythical expectations that you've created about how sex should look. So I hope there's been something in this for you. And if you've enjoyed or got something from this video, I invite you to like and to comment and to share this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel as well, where I regularly am producing content such as this to provide information that really can make a difference in your sex, pleasure, and intimate life. Also, you can find out below this video how to subscribe to my newsletter. And as a gift to you, there is a two-part video series where I will share in detail the one thing that will change your sex life. And that is shifting from a goal-based sex life to a pleasure-based sex life. So thank you so much for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.